everybody, Warking Gaming, another gunslinging video, still rocking the dirty fighting, and this time we have a Voidstar where I was running with my buddy Vapor and my other guildmate Crisis, so it's just three of us, and let's see how we do. So to start, someone charged in on the door, and they immediately became our first priority, and so many of us were on point that they went down very quickly. The other thing is the positioning. In this spot, I'm very easy to be seen by enemy respawns, but since there's two of us, it's a bit of a deterrent. So like you see two gunslingers both set up shop in the same area, people are less likely to try to rush in and get cute. And I started to run off a little bit because my friend Crisis was guarding the other door, and he called some incoming, so I was about to drop everything and rush over, but then he reminded us that he had someone there with him and he didn't quite need the help at the time. So then came right back and started shooting. Now I was trying to help focus fire off of Vapor, but the reflect went up and that just kind of dropped everything off, and I was in a really bad spot because three people are all over me. So we make a break for it. I think I popped Bag of Tricks there to get the second roll just to make sure I could rush off and grab the health pot. Normally I try to be very, very careful about using Bag of Tricks because I hate wasting it. But, I mean, if you're not going to use it to save your life, what's the point? So now that the health situation's been taken care of, back with Vapor, and we're both pumping out some damage. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but he's running Swtor, and obviously I'm still doing I almost said Virulence, dirty fighting. And when we get together on a target, it's a beautiful thing. But also, as he's a Swtor, this is like a playground for him as far as being on defense, because he can just drop his AoEs on doors and just like if it's the second door, he can almost hold both of them by himself if he has all of his defenses up so he can kite. So he can be a real menace when it comes to defending doors, which I'm pretty sure he winds up defending most of this round, whereas the rest of us kind of float back and forth over time. So right now I'm just trying to watch my back to make sure I'm not ignoring several targets, and the momentum of the fight started to shift over to the east door. And this is where it gets a little dicey. Like, I shouldn't be here, but I had a bit of wiggle room because the respawns were just coming. And even though it's ill-advised, I decided to just kind of hang out in no man's land. Although I got away with it this time because people were focusing on other targets, so I was kind of ignored. So I see this gunslinger rushing in towards the door, so I'm already trying to get in position. But then I saw the Sage running up, so normally it would have just hit wounding shots or Cull if you're an Imperial player. But when that second character ran up, the Sage there, I opted to go for the Fleeting Blasters and then switch targets after the fact, because I didn't want to risk shooting at one, being in mid-channel, because once wounding shot starts flying, I don't like to interrupt it unless I'm confident I can just hit the execute, which is quick draw. Drew a blank in the name real quick. Unless I'm confident I can finish them up with quick draw, I usually don't like to interrupt that channel. So, got another gunslinger making his way towards the door, and I did my roll to get out of the fire there. It looks like they've got a Swtor on their team as well. And I was trying to look around for them, but I couldn't quite make out where they were. Although it looks like that was them there on the right corner. I didn't catch the name. So I'm trying to get out of the fire, which applies that nasty slow that everybody... that it's so popular with everyone. I mean, ask anybody about fighting a Swtor, and they're like, what do you think of that fire pulse that puts a slow on you? I'm sure you'll get some very enthusiastic responses. So, trying to keep that other gunslinger from capping. Hit my hunker down just in case because they were really close. And I'm not sure if I'm getting hit by one or two people, but that time it worked out. Crisis was there to back me up. And fortunately, that Sentinel didn't focus on me, because if he did, it would have gotten ugly. And I was able to get the quick draw on him right before he got out of range. So got the dot set up, and there's only one person on the door, so I went ahead with wounding shots, hit the execute, followed it up with speed shot, and between the three of us, he went down nice and easy. Now I see the smuggler over there, the scoundrel, and as all my guildmates have heard me say millions of times, every time you kill an operative, an angel gets his wings. So I'm more trigger happy when it comes to operatives, but when I see a scoundrel, I'm always nervous they're going to come after me. And another quick note, I popped my defense screen, and something I've been kind of negligent about is I don't use that skill enough. When people start attacking you, that should be one of the first defenses you hit. The cooldown on it isn't very long. So it's something I've been underusing, and I've been trying to work on that since this match. So it's one of the, again, I've mentioned this before, but one of the reasons why I love recording matches and going through the footage later on is I get to see, like, I get to pick up on little quirks and things I can improve on. And here Crisis and I ran over because our buddy Vapor was guarding and he called for help. So we came running over. We didn't even ask how many people there were. He was like, I've got incoming, and we both just ran over. I was about to head back, and another one came in behind me, so I just threw my dots on him and took off. I was about to start to dig in with wounding shots, but figured it'd be important to get back to the other side because there was enough people to have that one on hand. And kind of worked out. Although I guess, I mean, this sentinel was there, so it's not like I needed to be here, but I always feel more comfortable about doing my part to make sure those objectives get covered. So that gunslinger is way too far away. Chasing him over there is not in the cards, although the rest of the area is clear, so I'm going to push up a little bit. I usually don't get into chasing people past the crate when I'm defending, although it's one of the things that has amused me greatly. When I'm trying to attack a door and it's going south, I will absolutely backtrack behind that crate, and it amuses me to no end that like 2-3 people will chase me back there sometimes. And it doesn't always work out as far as getting us to cap a door, but if 3 people want to run away from the objective where they can't even see it to chase me, I'm okay with that. So that was a nice 13k crit that popped up there a second ago. I mean, I love using dirty fighting, but you're not going to see a lot of big hits from it. For that, you want to go marksman. So, defense held out. That's good. And now it's time to attack. And this is something that I kind of messed up on. Crisis is pretty good at trying to get some stealth caps in, but when we were attacking, Vapor's like, hey, which way are we going? And I was like, follow Crisis. So, in voice chat, I go around the corner, I got set up to attack this gunslinger, got my wounding shots, and as I'm firing in, Crisis is like, it's too hectic over here, I'm not going to need a stealth cap. And I was like, oh, I'm an idiot for following you. So, I kind of ruined that for him, but he was cool about it. And if I remember right at this point, Vapor was surrounded, and he's like, dude, where are you? I was like, oh, I'm right behind you. Like, literally. I rushed in to give him some coverage by stunning that sentinel. But, as you could clearly see, the bomb is planted on the other side. We're done. So that was a nice, quick match. Usually Voidstars tend to go a bit long, but I was actually pleasantly surprised with how quick this one went. So this worked out pretty good. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the match, and I will catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching.